Hello everyone, Poor Cynic here with Tyrant Reviews, and this is Hanx Writer by HitSense.com Inc. Hanx Writer is a writing application meant to replicate the sensory experience of using an old-fashioned typewriter. Well, you obviously can't replicate the actual physical sensation on tapping on typewriter keys, although I'm sure some enterprising individual is doing remarkable things somewhere with a gutted typewriter and a bunch of electronics. You can get the overall sound and style. The clunk as each key is struck, the ding as you reach the end of a line, and so on. In the free version, users have access to one type of typewriter. Two more can be purchased for $2.99 each or $4.99 for a paired bundle. The add-ons will also provide the ability to make multiple documents, colored text, and other various items that are pretty much standard in most writing programs today. Let's go over some of the things here on screen. We have an introductory document, and then we have our actual document that we have access to. Just going to the introduction, featuring a picture of the man himself, Mr. Tom Hanks, the sponsor of this application. He's very handsome. And this is just sort of a background type of thing. But you can already see here we have the key layout, and it looks very, very nice. And I believe we can actually type in here. Just showing off a little bit of typing. That's what it looks like, and that's what it sounds like. I believe you should be able to hear the keys as I'm tapping on them. And I apologize, this is going very slowly. The setup I have for recording makes it very awkward to type. Yeah, okay. And so I'm going to actually take a moment now to switch to a wireless keyboard, because it's hard to actually tap on the screen when there's all this, like my microphone in the way. And this should actually make it easier. And let me just see. Yep, there we go. You can see the keys just duck out of the way, and then you can type whatever you like. And misspell things, and it's great. So it crashed. I'm not sure exactly where it crashed in my little spiel, or how far I was into the spiel when I crashed. That was terrible. I've never had that happen before. Maybe it's just because I was typing in the greetings document. So let's actually go to the editable document itself. And this seems familiar, but anyway, yeah. We can go in, and we're going to be using the wireless keyboard, as I may have mentioned before, unless I got cut off. And it just types something like this. And it's all very well and good, as you can see. It's very hard to type and speak at the same time, especially if you're saying something different from what you're typing. But let's go over some things here on screen. The little file folder that just takes you to your documents. And then we have the upload symbol. You can send it to other documents. I'm going to get, or set in other programs. I'm going to get into that in just a moment, because that is probably the part of this program that kills it. That, I don't mean that in a good way, that makes this program useless. That prevents us from rising above anything more than a gimmick. A very nice gimmick, but a gimmick nevertheless. There's the options here, and the little gears, animation, sound, modern delete. That's very interesting. I'll do that in just a second. You can see here there are some spots on the document that have been X'd out. Now, normally, if you're using modern delete, which I am right now, it acts like a normal word processor, and you can just delete things normally. But if you, whoops, press the wrong thing. If you turn off modern delete, which I'm trying to do right now, and then we do this, it'll put X's over the word, which is a nice touch, but how useful it is, I'm not really sure. But it looks fine. It looks nice. We're going to turn that back on, just because I'm a big baby who likes his modern stuff. And then there's a little keyboard option. This is where you can go buy the other keyboards if you so choose. Free version comes with the Hanx Prime Select. There's the Hanx 707, which it has bolder text, and then there's Hanx Golden Touch, which is lighter text. And you can actually see those in sort of a demo thing that they have, which is a nice addition. It does allow you to actually test them out. There's a thing here with the Bluetooth on the keyboard. It allows you to switch between, if you so choose, or you can just go back to the keyboard by tapping on it. Next is adding another document, but you can't do that until you actually buy the add-on, which is a pain in the ass. This is all the stuff that is not included in the base free version. There's multiple documents, text alignment, title page and picture, ribbon colors, and background colors. Now, I do know that this is a free program at its base, and I guess that's okay, but, the vast majority of other writing programs are paid, and compared in price, this is actually cheaper than most of them. Like the writing programs I use most often, those are about $10.99, I believe, or $9.99. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And that's things like Textilist and Storyist. But, yeah, and then we have the A, and that's add text align, add ribbon colors, and it shows your page in word count. And then go into the little, the store, the basket, and then you can see what these look like, and you can try them out. So we go to the Hanx 707, and it's rather more bold in its features, and it looks like that and sounds like that. No, play, make Jack go something, something. I think I might have muddled that line. I don't know. I can't tell. Anyway, and then we can go actually to Hanx Golden Touch. Sleek and elegant inspiration is at your fingertips. And it looks like this, sounds like this. And when you type, it looks... When you make typos, it looks like that. Very nice, very good, very pretty. But, yeah, that's how that works. And some other things I feel I should mention. If you're using the on screen, unlike a lot of other word processors, especially if you just type in iOS itself, it does not automatically capitalize. So if we go like that, you can see there's no auto caps. But you actually have to, if you're using the on-screen keyboard, you have to hit this button, and you can double tap it, obviously, to do that. And then we have, you can make capital letters, and that's all very well and good. And you can tell I'm actually just using the stuff on screen now. I'm not normally this slow at writing. It's just because I'm trying to explain everything at the same time. It's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach and scratching your butt and picking your nose at the same time. Very, very difficult. But anyway, yeah, as I said, basic text program elements, the multiple documents, text alignment, it's behind a paywall. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. I remember starting off with a free writing program. It's called A Writer. I believe they've actually redone that now. It's actually a paid program. But that had all the basics. It was just, it wasn't a real text processor. It was just sort of simple text. But it had everything I could need, and I could have multiple documents. And yeah, it's $5. It's not that bad. But there's the one thing, as I mentioned before, the one thing that makes this program useless is when you're done, when you finish with a piece and you want to send it to somewhere else. Oh, look, I have so many options. I can open it in Textless or iBooks or Kindle or Dropbox or Drive. Let's try opening it in Drive. Notice what happens. You don't get to choose the format in which it exports. You can only do it as a PDF. Let's try in another program. I'm going to back out here just a second. Oh no, you saw the desktop. And let's try in Drive. Google will help me. Google will save the day. No, it's a PDF again. Yeah, you can only export documents as PDF files. And if you're writing something, there's no point to doing it. You can't. Editing PDF files is extremely difficult. You have to run it through a processor. You have to do certain things to manipulate it. And I've actually tried exporting just to see what would happen. It's a PDF document. You can't copy paste the text. It's basically just a frozen static document. You can't edit it. You can't transform it in any way. As you write it on the app is how it appears when you export it. It's it. It's done. It's finished. It's frozen. And that makes it useless to somebody like me. I'm the kind of person who likes to switch between writing on the tablet and writing on my computer, depending on where I am. You know, I might go to somewhere else in my house, or I might go out. And so I'll take the tablet, I'll take a keyboard, and I'll write some stuff. It might be a script for this. It might be, unrelated fiction or nonfiction projects I'm working on, unrelated scripts and whatnot. But then I can come back, I can upload that to my computer, to my desktop, and I can work on it more here. I can't do that with Hanx Writer. It is stuck on the tablet. And it's... I mean, there's nothing wrong with the PDF theoretically, but if you're someone who is constantly shifting back and forth, constantly making edits, it's a game ender, It's just not done. And, the program's pretty, and it does have a certain appeal, a certain retro aesthetic to it. But as someone who writes a lot, what I look for in a text program above all else is how useful it is. Hanx Writer is pretty. Hanx Writer is charming, but useful? Definitely not. The fact that you can only export in one format, and one of the least useful formats at that, negates any sort of positive that I could mention about this app. If you're really, really into retro-esque stuff, I guess I'd tell you that Hanx Writer is worth a look-see. But if your interest is actually writing, give this one a pass. There's no reason for it. I've been Poor Cynic. Ta-ta, and farewell.